whenever I get discouraged, I remember, trying to buck myself, I remember the story of the little engine that could. I used to think about our portfolio as the big engine that could, but now it's shrunk and it's now the little engine that might, I guess.
Many of my friends say it's better to be stuck outside of Russia than stuck in Russia.
Crises happen, markets adapt.
There is no equity in an airline.
I had cabbage pretzels in my nightmares.
General growth. On the low side, $10. On the high side, $30 a share.
Are we going to load up a new generation of student loan debt they can never afford to pay back?
I'd like to turn our attention to an industry with increasing competitive pressures, a limited addressable market, unconscionable pricing, and unsustainable margins. No, not the hedge fund industry. I'm talking about chewing tobacco.
As of 8 o'clock this morning when I left, Omaha Berkshire was not a hedge fund.
I'm going to talk about CSX and the railroad industry in the U.S. and why we're running a proxy contest there.
The problem is that, we don't need any more stimulus. I mean, we're actually suffering a hangover right now from all the government stimulus in the past.
Some of you may have read an article about this in Foreign Affairs, but I had never really thought about expeditionary economics. And for a blissful moment, I thought that it might mean sending Paul Krugman to Somalia.
We probably would say this is the greatest probability I've seen of an economic problem similar to the 75-82 recession that I've seen since I've been in the business.
What are the lessons from Bear Stearns and then Penn Square? And there's not a lot of difference. It's that we're all interconnected.
The best monopoly in industry becomes a speculation if the price is too high. Prices matter.
Our financial bullets have all been fired. We are left with no margin of safety.
Alan Greenspan was the bartender. He liquored everybody up.
I liken him to the classic old chestnut about the two professors at Chicago crossing the quadrangle, walking past a $10 bill because they knew in an efficient world it would have long ago been picked up.
It's very tough to give your wedding ring in a box, Walmart box, unless you live in, certain parts of Arkansas.
So a $25 par, non-cumulative, perpetual Citicorp preferred has nowhere to go but down.
As my staff refers to it and all these things, we're the largest bag holder in most of these companies.
Subprime lending. And this is an area we've also been active in throughout the 90s. This is basically lending money to people who won't pay you back.
After 2007, I thought there would never be an opportunity to be involved on the short side with an industry as socially destructive and morally bankrupt as the subprime mortgage industry. Unfortunately, I'm wrong. The for-profit education industry has proven equal to the task.
With $4.95 in cash and the stock's beckoning at $5, the risk is reduced. So I'm willing to talk about it.
I love the concept of the unconfirmed rumor, as though the confirmed rumor is all of a sudden, a fact.
General growth. Can you build a history? I'm going to tell you why it's not your typical bankruptcy.
I'm going to talk really about our focus of interest, which is the internet. And those who think that this is a bubble, trust me, just don't get it. You're in the second inning of the biggest deployment of fundamentals.
I look at the valuations that have been attributed to the securities in this field. And to say that I'm aghast is an understatement.
Now the good news is, I don't think this thing's going to last 3 or 5 years. I think we're going to have a very nasty recession. If we're lucky, I think it's going to happen in 06, and I put that about a 50% probability. I'd say there's very, very little chance we'll get to 07, through 07, and I'd say Hillary's looking real good for 2008.
That was the beginning of the end. Maybe this is the end of the beginning.
For the past 15 years, every spring, a group of investors has assembled in New York to honor Ira's memory and share ideas and thoughts about the investment landscape. We know that he would appreciate this legacy and are gratified that we can use his memory to raise money to provide care, support, and hope for children and their families facing very difficult challenges.
We're literally helping cure, pediatric cancer. We're literally helping children out on a daily basis. We're literally making a difference every day. And I think that's really what my brother would want. That's what he lived for, and now that he's passed, I think that this really serves as a great testimony to his legacy.
If Ira was here today, he would be smiling and he would say, this is what I thought the children should have. This is something that I know, that I always believed the children could have. It is because of the Sohn Conference we have that. And you want to know something? Ira does know this.
Without each and every one of you and the great investors that have graced this stage for the past 15 years, this dream would not be possible.